Which bike should you start on? That's a good question. So we'll be covering...
What's up, guys? Slust17 here, bringing you another video of a preview. What bike should you start on is a good question, and it's been covered all over the web, all over YouTube. I've seen videos of it myself, but I'd figure I'd give my own personal opinion on all of it. Like, what bike? Sloth Boss, what bike should I start on, man? I don't know if I want a cruiser. I don't know if I want a street bike. I really like them street bikes. They're fast. Your Gixxer 1000 looks cool, man. No. Basically, guys, you always want to start on something small. It's not just what kind of bike you start out on. It's how you start getting into riding. You can take my personal example. I started on my buddy's Harley Street 500. It's a little, you know, cruiser bike. Didn't have too much power. It was comfortable. Yeah, one day he just showed up at the movies and was like, look at my new toy. And I'm like, I want to try it. I know how to ride motorcycles. I rode it and I loved it. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm get my M1. And so I took the MSF, got my M1, and I think a few years ago, around Valentine's Day, got myself the gift at the dealership. Got a 250, like a little CBR 250R with ABS. There's some footage on my channel of that old red 250 that I traded for the 600. Second bike was a 600. Had that for a couple years, got comfortable, didn't do anything stupid, and went up to a Gixxer 1000. So basically, you don't want to start on a 600 or a 1000, in my personal opinion, because you're gonna lose the grasp of truly how to get like proper riding form down. You're gonna be too sidetracked on staying alive, and it's gonna be a combination, you guys, of staying alive and trying not to go fast, because these things are just, they tempt you so much. It's an F-car, guys. You're gonna be too tempted, you guys, to be going fast on these things and acting like an idiot. I mean, sometimes it's nice and fun to go fast when no one's looking, but there's a difference between going fast and being silly when no one's looking with experience, compared to going fast when, you know, nobody's looking and you're not experienced, because your risk is already high enough when you're on one of these things by, I think, 12-fold. And when you're inexperienced, I mean, that's just a base standard, is 12-fold. So if you're not experienced, that could go up 15, 16-fold. If you're experienced, it might go down. You know, you're still not safe regardless of how seasoned or skilled you are. Every single time I ride, I have complete confidence, but I'm not overzealous about it to the point where I have that mindset that nothing's gonna happen to me, because anything can happen at any time. And that's what saves your life, is being self-aware of your capabilities and keeping a straight, narrow mindset each and every time you ride, because it's not like getting on a car. That's my input on it. I'm gonna go snag some food real quick, and you can catch me on the way home. That is one flat tire if I've ever seen one.
Holy bejesus.
Looks like a new car too. Very unfortunate. Oops. God, I always do that. Even when I like get on my bike, I always like push the turn signal button to reset. It's a habit, but I know I'm not the only one who does it. Anyways, guys, I would personally start on a 250 or something smaller around the, I mean, if you're in the street bike scene, you like street bikes, you know you want one day, especially like a screaming 600, then start on a 250. Get like a CBR 250R. 300 is decent. I've test drove a 300, and those things are pretty awesome. could go for KTM Duke 390s for a starter bike. I mean, they've got pretty decent power, but it's nothing too overwhelming. My personal choice was the CBR 250R with ABS. Not only was it inexpensive, it was easy to upkeep, maintain, good gas mileage, comfortable. It was just a well-rounded bike all around, especially for starting. And then got the 600 and immediately fell in love. And then I got the 1000 and then I got married. So having a sport bike or street bikes are almost like relationships. You know, you'll go through your ups and downs, you'll upgrade, you'll downgrade. Personally, I would just stay with upgrading in a sense, like just find what fits you. Like if you go 600 and then get it 1000 and realize it's too much bike for you, then go back down to a 600 or maybe even consider a 750. Same with brands. You can always, you know, my 250 was Honda, 600 that I got, you know, and the bike I have now, or Suzuki. I noticed that I'm just more comfortable on a Suzuki. I know them a lot better. See me popping wheelies in 6th gear though yet. You know, find a brand, find a size that you're comfortable with, that you feel like you'll stay alive on. The first few days, maybe the first week of owning this bike, I was very pensive and just very slow. I wasn't as comfortable on it that I was on my 600. Partially the fact being it needing new tires soon. It's a freaking liter bike and I'm like 145 pounds. Plus it's a new bike, so I mean that's normal. And it takes some getting used to. But other than that, I'm comfortable on it already. But like I said earlier in the video, guys, don't go above your limits. And don't think that you could just skip, go straight to a 600, straight to a liter bike. You can do it, anyone can do it, but nobody's really gonna care. If they see you on the streets, what difference does it make if someone sees you on an awesome 600 and gives you a thumbs up on your first day riding it compared to on your 3rd or 4th or 10th year riding it, you know? Like I've been riding for a few years now and I'll get thumbs up and it literally feels, you know, it feels, especially if it's somebody I know, you know, it feels kind of like the first day I had it again, like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's an ego thing almost. But regardless, like, those thumbs up will be there, guys. Your lives won't always be there if you make the wrong move one day. So keep that in mind, and don't start on a 600 is my personal opinion. Get a 250, start out small, ride it as much as you can so you get deathly bored of it. Until you are just basically sick of hearing it nag, and then just toss it to the curb and then look into your options into a 600. You know, that's how I did it. 250 to 600 to 1000, and you won't be sorry, because by the time you get to the 1000 you'll have the experience, background, the feeling and knowledge of what a sport bike is like. But that's it for today's episode, guys. I appreciate it. Sloth Boss out.